Welcome to the Everything After podcast. I'm your host, Rob, and with me in the ETA studio is Cleveland's own Houdinis Code, an alternative rock band with a real 90s angst edge in their sound, reflecting influences from bands like Foo Fighters and Nirvana. And if you think these guys are really into magic because of that band name, they definitely are, and you should talk to them about that and maybe show them your favorite magic trick next time you see them at a show. And we got the whole band here too, which I'm stoked about. We got Kevin Cedar on lead vocals and guitar, Sean Davis on lead guitar and vocals, Colin Purdue on drums, and Dom Mikola on bass. Thanks for being on the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey. So I'm right about that magic thing.
Yes.
Totally into magic.
Yeah,
That's
it's
where the name came from.
Yeah, no. So long story short, with that, we got played on the radio. It's called 107.3 Alt Cleveland, and when you get your song on there, because they have like a local section where they play local bands, they ask you to like do a little write up or whatever. And we were just being goofy, and we like just said we're not into magic because of our band name. And we've been on that show like 7 different times, and that DJ has introduced us the exact same way every single time. So we basically just kind of run with that. And that was actually our idea.
Yeah, it's like a go all or a tag phrase or a catch line.
Yes.
Yeah, like Houdini's Code, parentheses, we're not in the magic. That's the full title or the full name of your band, I guess. So first thing I got to address, because we just showed it leading into the podcast, you guys went fucking skydiving for a music video. The song is Gemini off your album Escape, which has been out since March 24. But how rock and roll is that? Like what compelled you to jump out of a plane to film a music video?
Let's let Colin and Dom take that one.
No, okay. I definitely don't want to.
I wish we had a say in that, and we could have gone with you guys.
Yeah, we would have absolutely been in on this, but we didn't even know these guys at that time.
So, I think Sean should tell this story, but basically, when we finished that song, the first thing we thought was like, this sounds like something that you would like jump out of a plane or, I don't know, just got that vibe.
But my parents heard our song, and they're like, Sean, I'm like, Mom, Dad, what do you guys think? They're like, Sean, you should jump out of a plane. But I don't think they meant skydiving.
That's fair.
They were very proud. They were very proud.
Yeah, but long story short, we connected with a skydiving place in Chicago, Chicagoland Skydiving Center. If you're going to go skydiving, there's a plug. Definitely go to that place. But anyways, they gave us like half off, and they're like, hey, come shoot the music video here. We'll hook you guys up. We'll give you all the cameras. And we're like, all right. And so I called Sean. I think it was a Wednesday. I called Sean. I'm like, hey, what are you doing Friday? And we went skydiving, like just like that. That's a good friend right there. Says yes to just jumping out of a plane.
We missed the last shot that they took.
Oh yeah, tell them about that.
Yeah, no, I got sick, and then I vomited right as we landed. And then the dude asked me, he's like, we were going down, and once you like stop, everything like comes like, doesn't come to a halt because you're still in the air, but everything like slows. The guy's like, do you like roller coasters? And I hate them. But I'm like, yeah, go for it. So he just starts dive bombing. I start dry heaving on the way down. As soon as we hit the grass, then I hurl, but they turned off the cameras. Otherwise, he would have put it in the video.
Yeah, that would have been the first shot that we put in the video.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity right there. That would have been awesome. That's great though. I love watching that. It's a great soundtrack to a skydiving adventure. That song, it really does work really well. I think you could make a case for it for Point Break 3 if they ever make that movie and they do the skydiving scene again. I think that would be cool.
That would be sick.
So I had to look it up, being a journalist here, and AI says that in response to my question, yes, OK Go has skydived for a music video, making it the first band to do so. But that answer is based on a music video for their song Upside Down and Inside Out, released in 2016. And for that, the band is inside a plane at zero gravity, which in my eyes, not really skydiving. I guess the effect is somewhat similar. So maybe, I don't know. Do you guys think you're the first?
There's no way.
Wasn't High skydiving?
I don't know.
By the Chili Peppers?
That's a cover. That's a cover, so I don't know. So yeah, we'll say yes. We are the first to ever think about it and
ever skydive for a music video. A music video. Let's go for it, man. Let's take that. Put it on your mantle.
Don't they play
That's
that
sweet.
song now too at the place? They play Gemini, don't they?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, they have a playlist that gets you amped up to skydive, and they loved our song so much they added it to the playlist, which is pretty awesome.
That's
Unless
pretty
unless
awesome.
skydive doesn't go well, and then we have nothing to do with.
That's right. That's right. Man, they should also have the music video just on loop, right? Like on like screens or something as you're like lining up for this adventure or whatever, right?
I mean anything for the streams,
Yeah.
If that's gonna get us close to that 20,000 views, we'll take it.
So I mentioned a little bit in my intro. You guys are inspired by some bands, obviously, that I grew up with: Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Stones, Zeppelin, Jack White, White Stripes. Tell me a little bit about that Pearl Jam, Fleetwood Mac. Tell me a little bit about those influences and how you think they're reflected in your music style.
Colin and Dom, what do you guys think?
Well, me personally, like that's the stuff I grew up on. That's what all I had on the radio. That's like my parents had playlists and stuff. So it's always been a part of like who I've been is in my musical journey. So I just feel like it's just like an overall influence. I don't necessarily view myself as trying to like imitate or be influenced by one person in particular. It's more of like a feel thing that I would say more so than I get from all that stuff.
Yeah.
My influences are kind of all over the place. I mean, I'm really into like heavy metal, stuff like that. But I also grew up listening to that kind of rock. So when I met these guys, it was kind of like going back to my roots. You know what I mean? Just like that old school, like these early 2000s kind of rock. So
Yeah, definitely.
took me back to why I started playing in the first place.
Yeah, and it is sort of rootsy. Like it's weird to think of that music as sort of classic, but I guess in some sense, like it's old now. Some of that music is old. It's classic. It's played on classic rock stations, but it does have your music has a real authentic. That connection feels really authentic. Like it's no joke, and doesn't have a lot of the add-ins and the frill. I think you talk about that on your website. Sort of the add-in, the frills, the weird
The magic is missing.
pedals and all that kind of thing going on in your music. It's sort of stripped down. Like it's in your face. It's just what it is, right?
Yeah, no, go ahead, Dom.
I mean, we just like, especially when we perform live, we want you to get the experience of coming to a show. So like, you may even hear a little bit of slop, but at the end of the day, like, we're here to make sure people have a good time. You can go to shows and you can hear album quality music, and that's fine. Like, a lot of people are doing that nowadays, but we're, pushing ourselves to kind of bring that raw energy. We want people to be engaged more with us,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, talk a little bit more about that, about what a Houdini's Code live show is like.
Go ahead, Kev. Give him the rundown.
So honestly, I think all of us would agree that we've become such a better band from our first show until where we're at now. Like, we've progressed, and a lot of it is you kind of like find yourself as you're doing it. Like, I remember the first show, I'm like, I can't believe I'm on stage right now. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And now it's like, I crave it, and I think all of us do. Like, it's like our favorite thing in the world to get up on stage, play music, be goofballs. I don't know. It's the best thing on earth to do it with your best friends. And we've met so many like different people who have connected with our music, and they've said the same thing, like that they feel like it's authentic, which I think that's what we're going for, especially as a rock band. I don't want to come off like we're trying to be anyone as I wear a flannel playing 90s rock music. But I don't know. I feel like that's the way I look at it.
I feel, for me, with like playing live, I just feel like I finally know what Kenny Chesney has been saying this whole time. And I don't think I could put it any better than that.
Yeah. Chesney's right about most things, I find. So
Don't blink.
That's
a song.
Oh, Jesus.
So you guys have been a band just for not a really long time, since March 2024. But you guys are close friends, been friends for a long time. Tell me a bit about that evolution, how it got started, when you decided to do this thing.
Well, we know Dom and Colin less than a year. We actually met them last year. We were losing players, and we didn't get the right fit for this project. And Kevin, you found Dom.
Yeah.
Long-
Well, okay.
long-
But to be fair, I feel like the beginning of every band is that process where you find like the perfect chemistry. Finding two guys right there on my couch right now, Dom and Colin. It took so long to find the right drummer, the right bass player, but not only that, like we found friends that we like to hang out with. But the backstory of us is like Sean and I have been best friends since 5th grade. We sat next to each other. His last name's Davis, mine's Cedar, so we always sat next to each other.
You want to give them
Hey,
our
great.
addresses too?
Our social security number. But we've been best friends forever. I feel like we technically started this band like 2017.
We started writing before then.
Yeah.
We were in bands in high school, and then me and him were the only two like people to still hang out from that. And then we just continued writing songs, and then 2017 we started like recording demos, but it wasn't anything that we would want anyone to hear.
No,
it was not good.
I'm so happy it didn't work out, because there's certain songs on our album now that we technically could have released 10 years ago, and they were so bad. Like, I remember one time Sean and I were just like standing over the computer and we played it on the speakers. Actually, our song Freak Show had a different name, but the first time we heard that demo, we looked at each other and just started laughing, and we're like, don't show anyone ever this version. But eventually we will release that. One day we have to.
Yeah. Now you've mentioned it on a podcast. You basically are locked into that.
It's over.
What are some of the other songs on there that have been around for a while, have had some legs?
Infection
was the first song that we recorded. We did that like basically all ourselves.
Yeah.
Like it was, which is like also probably the sloppiest song on the album. But I love Infection. That was the first song where we recorded it, we finished it, and we're like, oh wow, we can do this.
That one worked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then a lot of them came together. I hate to like get away from the first album, but like we actually today are recording a song for our second album, and it really helps to have a full band when you're recording.
Yeah.
It really, you wouldn't believe it, but it really helps with the sound and everything. So I don't know.
That's great.
The other song from the first record?
Yeah, that were old.
Can't Walk Away was old.
But yeah.
And then I think Freak Show was technically the first song we ever wrote, maybe. But that was a differently, like the outline of the music was pretty similar. The vocals and the song itself was different. And then after we heard that demo, like we got to change almost everything.
Were you in other bands at the time when you were writing those songs?
No.
Yeah, like I started out as a drummer, and we were in a band called Green Tea back in the day.
Yeah, it was our high school band.
Yeah, and we played all the Peabody's gigs, and we played under gazebos and fish fries and played in the snow. Like, it was just, high school band. And then we started another band called Pass the Napkins.
Yeah.
But then it eventually got to Houdinis Code, where we feel like we found our identity.
So from green tea to Pass the Napkin, someone spilled the tea, huh?
Yeah.
So tell me about this album then, Escape. It's been out for a little more than a year now. Talk about the process of putting it together. And then I want to talk to you about this new song too.
Dom, Colin?
It was a wonderful process that I wish I had some more input in.
We would just think things, and then they were doing them the whole time. Now, we'd never met them before, but they were actually reading our thoughts, and they said, we're going to find these two guys, and they're going to play these songs with us. And then it just happened.
Yeah, sounds like a magic trick there.
It was magic, but we don't like people to know that we're secretly, possibly thinking about getting into magic. You know what I mean?
Someday we'll bring it out.
Yeah.
Telepaths, at least. I think that's coming through. Telepaths.
Yeah, but like to answer your question with the first album, it was a lot of DIY. We recorded in basements, 1-bedroom apartments.
That's not the worst.
What was the worst?
The cabin?
We recorded in an Airbnb that had no running water and only an outhouse. And I didn't tell Sean that before. I'm like, hey, man, come meet me. And it was like in Marion, Ohio or something.
Yeah, you tried to sell that the skydiving cabin would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we show up. There's nothing. We're in a shack across the street from some guy's house.
Hey, that
And
guy's
he's
a
like, we're
fan.
coming to record here. I'm like, this does not look good. We're just loading camera equipment into this guy's shed.
He wants us to record another song there, though.
It was us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we recorded in a lot of weird places. A 1-bedroom studio, but yeah, basically we crafted everything ourselves. We learned how to record. When we first started recording this album, we weren't using a click. We weren't doing anything that you technically should be doing. But it was like we learned how to record. We learned how to make
it
an
by
album.
mistake.
Yes, but it finally came together, and when we released it, it's really, I feel like, changed our life, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting a real sense of the dynamic here that Kevin's the guy that just comes up with the harebrained idea of the scheme and just like gets everybody else involved in it. So
Basically,
I look forward to your next music video where you're swimming with sharks or something else.
That was literally
that's one of his ideas.
No, that actually was supposed to be Gemini. We wanted to, I swear to God, we reached out to shark diving. We even reached out to like a jet ski place, but we're like, Sean, I actually called Sean. I'm like, would it be cool to get us jet skiing? And he's like, that's not cool. That would not be cool. And I think you were right
That
on
sounds
that.
like a very David Lee Roth 80s music video.
Which is our favorite music videos.
Yeah.
They're so bad.
But yeah, me and Kevin, and we had another guy who was helping us record the first record. And the way that kind of works, for the most part, either Kevin and I sit down to write, or Kevin brings a song in, and then we just start adding the building blocks from there. We had another drummer at the time, and he stepped away from the project once we released the record. So that's how much he liked it.
We're still friends with him, and he's still like a fan and everything. It's not like we had a fallout.
But then we started, Kevin started the hunt for the other guys, and Dom shows up for a rehearsal. It was him and another guy who auditioned on drums. And Dom did great. The other guy, not so much, but Dom really stood out, and he knew our songs, and he was able to contribute in a way, because me and him and Kevin traded off recording the bass parts. And for me, it was just very simplistic, not really anything that I would call technical. And Dom brought that to the base of this band, because we didn't have it. And then Dom knew Colin. They had talked for like 30 seconds before. They used to be neighbors. And then he remembered he played drums, same kind of thing. Colin showed up and just absolutely killed it.
Yeah, we almost canceled it. We're like, there's no way a guy you used to live next to for 30 seconds. Like, there's no way that's going to be our drummer. But that's how things work out. He was literally the perfect guy.
Yeah. And they're like, the chemistry that they started building with us, it's weird to think that they weren't on the first record, because the way that we play it now, it would feel unnatural not to have them on it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And one last thing I'll say, I would say technically I'm the worst musician in this band by far. I love writing songs. A lot of the stuff that I come up with on my couch or whatever, these guys help me put it together and turn it into something. So, I want to put that out there, because Colin, out of all the drummers that we've ever worked with, he's such a field drummer. Like, he just always knows what we're going to do. Then Dom, I feel like technically, Dom just is like...
Puts us on another level.
Yeah, he's like an encyclopedia for playing music. And then this guy over here is such a low-key... I say low-key because I think he's an incredible guitar player, songwriter. Without this guy, he's the one who believed that I could do it, and that's why I was able to do it. So, yeah.
Wow, guys.
Well, the other
Kevin
thing
had a lot of nice things to say about you. Somebody say something nice about Kevin now.
Colin, say something. Stone cold nice.
Stone cold nice. What you got?
No, it's just been awesome. I'm not for me as well, because this is the first band I've ever been a part of. So the fact that this has all been easy in a sense for everyone, I feel like that's all something that we all agree on, is that everything's just been easy. Just we're practicing together, working on these new songs. It's all just been easy, almost a scary good way. We're the song we're working on, it came together
natural.
within a week or two, and we're all is it always this easy? It's just been crazy, how quick, how fast we all clicked, meshed, and just are all on the same page with everything.
Yeah, and to really like further elaborate on that, everything fell in place just right for us. Because like when Kevin reached out to me, like he sent me Escape, and I was already kind of doing like my own thing, just like recording on my own. Like I had like Instagram going and stuff, and I would like listen to the album once, and I think the first song I heard was Gemini, and I was like, all right, like these guys are pretty cool. I ended up listening to the rest of the album, and I was like these guys seem really fun, you know? So I call Kevin. Mind you, I've never met this man. Get on the phone with him, and Sean Page is in, and I'm like, hey guys, you know, I play bass, blah, 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 like, what are you guys looking for? What do you guys want to do? They're kind of telling me a little bit about the band. I'm like, just so you know, I have zero vocal talent whatsoever. Sean goes, I don't believe you. Sing me Hot Cross Buns right now. And for whatever reason, I just start singing Hot Cross Buns, and Kevin is in the background just losing it. He's like, I can't believe this dude just sang Hot Cross Buns to us. But it was like, it's always been this playful vibe with us, you know what I mean? Like, it always felt right. So then when we started auditioning drummers, we couldn't quite find the right personality to kind of finish this off. Like, there were people that they could play, but the personality didn't quite complement us. And it was like one of the last days that I was living in I was living in an apartment out in Ohio City. Cullen had been my neighbor the entire time. I never knew he drummed. So we had lived basically in the same house for like almost 2 years or something. Yeah. We had a couple conversations about sports or whatever, but like the day that we were packing the house to move, I was like, is that your drum throne down there? And he's like, yeah, man, I've been a drummer this whole time. So I'm like kind of pissed off because I'm like, I've been in my house programming drums the entire time, and I had a drummer living above me.
I'm not a very outgoing person.
Yeah, in all fairness, Cullen is very shy when you first meet him. But I remember what he said to me before, like, we ended the conversation. Because I was like, you ever been in any bands or anything? He's like, honestly, man, I just never had the opportunity. And I kind of just, like, took a mental note of it. And then when I met them, and we didn't have a drummer, it was like, there is this one other guy that I thought of that maybe if we reach out to him, he'll come drum for us. And like I texted him, I didn't hear back from him, and then like the next day he texted me back and he's like, honestly, yeah, I like the music, like it sounds cool. So for like a week or two, we were just bouncing texts back and forth, like, have you learned these songs? Do they feel good? We auditioned them, and it was like that day we all knew. And they almost canceled too, because we were bummed out. We were like tired of auditioning drummers, like tired of looking for people.
Originally it was like, hey, why don't we meet up at 7? And I was like, okay, I could, like, that's fine. And they're like, push it back to 7:30. I'm like, all right, it's like, if that's what they want. And I'm super nervous. I'm like, I hope I do well. Like, I've enjoyed, like, listening to the album. I was really vibing with it. I was really enjoying it. Learning all the music was fun and challenging for me in the sense that trying to like learn a song beat for beat is not something that I normally would do. I'm very much like Kevin said earlier, I have a very good feel about how songs go, so I would just not always do like the correct, like exactly what other drummers were doing. I would kind of do my own feel, so trying to do everything like beat for beat was a little challenging for me. So I'm nervous, and then learning that like they were about to give up and be like, is it even worth it to bring this guy in? Like, what could, like, there's no way this is gonna work, and then here we are.
Oh yeah, and the funniest thing is right before we left the house that day, so like we run the whole album. We play the album top to bottom. Cullen kills it. So we go to leave, he gets in his car, me, Sean, and Kevin huddle up to like discuss it. We're like, hey, like, is this the right drummer? Cullen gets out of his car, comes over to us, and he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just don't want to be left out. This guy. This is perfect, honestly.
Yeah, sounds like it was kismet. Worked out well. Maybe that's the name of your next album. How did you come up with Escape, though? Like, what, this is music that, as you mentioned, came together over a period of years, some of it. What do you think is the theme running through it?
I would say, like, a lot of the songs have, like, personal meaning to them. Like, each one is, like, I would say has, like, something, I don't, like...
Take a pause. Take a breath.
Each song has a different meaning to it. And I don't know, like every time I'm writing lyrics or putting something to a song, I want to make sure, like you said earlier, I want to like it's authentic to like me.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like I don't want to be like selfish, but it's almost there's like a little bit of like my own story in some of the songs, and then on top of that, adding and collaborating with these guys, we all get to throw that into each song. But yeah, the Escape was like obviously a playoff like our band's called Houdinis Code. I thought it'd be a cool
Yeah.
little thing. He wants us to just get completely away from magic.
No, it's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I answered that poorly.
I think
No, that's good.
I think at least where it resonates for me, I shouldn't have used that word. It just sounds stupid.
No, that's a big word.
Yeah. I think what the record really kind of stands out for me, and Colin was kind of touching on it a little bit ago, was how everything is just fun. And there's, I think, a thing that the four of us can relate to about just our lives as individuals, that what we do when we come together is this is the most fun we have ever. And if this could ever pull off the dream and become the real thing of the job that we had, you know, that's kind of the escape that I see. And then kind of, I think just the thing keeping that wheel turning is this guy, because no matter what we're doing, no matter if we've worked on a song over and over again, no matter if it's a fun idea for a music video, this kid is always making it as fun as possible, and just keeping it that environment that it should be.
Maybe it's also a little bit of, you know, if you escape with your lives and your bodies and your minds intact from Kevin's latest adventure.
Yeah. I mean, dude's a social butterfly too, so he's talking to everybody all the time. Like, we'll just see random stuff pop up and like, oh, Kevin's going at it again. Or he'll like just, you know, like, he showed us a text like 2 days ago, like, you want to do a podcast? We're like, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it's
you guys
called, I have
are-
mental illness, and it really helps.
All right, so let's move forward. This new song you're working on that you're recording. This is the first song that the four of you have all collaborated on together, correct? Tell me about it.
So, bonus information about this: if you've been to any of our shows previously, you've actually heard this song.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have it out a couple times, so crowd response has been pretty good to it too. People seem to like it.
I would say it's everyone's favorite song, including, I don't want to speak for all you guys, it's my favorite song on the album. For me, with the vocals, without question, like, I feel like it's the first time where I'm like, I feel like for me, it's like first time I'm like confident into like what I'm doing. Like, I'm not saying I don't have that in the last album, but like I hear like, there's like a rawness that I want to like try to carry on to like every other song for this album. But this song means so much. For me, it's about like family, and it's about a lot of things that I'm going through. But it's like more than that. It's also like the idea of believing that our band can become, no one thinks that you can do this. When you say you're in a band, no one believes that you're going to actually do it. Even if they say, yeah, I'll come to your show. They don't. So I don't know. Like, this song to me is like our start of believing that we can make it happen. And I don't know. It touches everything for me. I love this song. And it's coming together, like Colin said. It's the easiest song we've ever recorded. And it sounds great. And it's on its second draft right now.
Yeah, and it's called Believe, right?
Yes.
And, you mentioned,
And then you have that right behind you.
Yeah. No, and I just love the theme of Believe. And I got to say, I believe in you guys. I think you guys are going to make it. You guys have got a really good sound. I think you got a really good connection with each other. I have all the faith.
I love that.
Make something.
We're gonna have to we're gonna clip that and use that.
Yeah, you actually just sang part of the lyrics, so I mean, like,
We put it right. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm into that. So you guys do a lot of stuff. You get to have a lot of fun on social media. You do a lot of stuff, have fun at your shows. One of the first things I think that I saw from you guys that caught my eye and I just gave me a chuckle was this bit that you do on a charity where you're raising money to help billionaires buy additional yachts and jets and things like that. Tell me a little bit about that and how that came about.
How did that come about? I think
You were saying earlier, you were talking about your mental illness.
Yeah, that's definitely where it started. I would say, I think I just had this idea of be like, oh man, it'd be funny if we on top of music, in my real life, I'm a videographer, so I'm not only just thinking of like music ideas, I think of like video ideas. And Sean and I have been making funny videos our whole life. So this was one of those ideas where I'm like, dude, what if we actually like through a charity, try to get people to believe we're actually going to donate to billionaires and see if people like think it's real.
Wait, we are though.
We are. Yeah, that's true. We are. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I feel like the way we pictured it is like we're being funny about it and whatnot. But if you go on our TikTok channel and go our one video we posted and just scroll down the comments, there's a lot of people who think we are actually being serious, and to me that means we did it correctly. Like,
yeah, for
it
sure.
works.
Kevin's handling of negative comments is always the greatest, because every single thing, no matter what you say, you could say you guys are the dumbest people in the world, and he'll just go, "We're not into magic," and they just get more mad. Like, they're like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
And he'll just reply it again, "Not into magic."
Yep.
What
Great,
was
that's
your
great.
comment on Gemini? We had a YouTube video of we had a single of Gemini on YouTube, and some guy commented, a band I've never heard of before, said, "This is a rip-off of this song." Kevin again replied, "We're not into magic." He said, "No, you guys are an 80s rip. You guys are a rip-off of this 80s song." Kevin said, I'm sorry. We weren't as clear as we should have been. We're not into 80s magic."
There's no point to like feed into like negative comments, because
Absolutely.
like you're not gonna change their mind. But like if you play it that way, then you actually could win them over in a way. I don't know.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit earlier about your musical influences, but I want to ask each of you, like, what's the best concert you've been to?
Colin?
So I've been to a couple festivals, and I feel like that's a setting that like just draws you in. So my two probably favorites are probably neck and neck.
No, favorite means one.
I have a tie for first, Sean. Come on.
Oh, you have to put them in the cage match. Then you got to make them fight each other. Like, what are your two?
It would probably be Tool. I saw Tool at it was back when it was still Rock on the Range in Columbus back in like 2018, and it's just like a vibe just watching them. So I think that would be my favorite show I've seen.
All right, cool.
What was the second?
It was Slipknot.
Oh,
Okay.
Mine are probably tied on two completely different spectrums. One would be Billy Joel. Actually, I saw Billy Joel last year, and it was just
Sweet.
It was insane, because it was something like I grew up listening to. But the other one is Meshuggah. It's like a Swedish metal band. They're super, super heavy, like real technical, like nerdy stuff. Just the way that they synchronize rhythms with their light show, and like it's all like super polyrhythmic, just insane music, very high energy crowds. Like it takes you know what I mean? I was basically screaming like a little girl, man. Like, it was just blowing my mind, the way that they have this precision with the way that they play, the control. And like, they've been around a long time too, since like I think early 90s or something like that. So like seeing them evolve and just being like 100% who they are, it's just very inspiring to see music that abstract get that big of a crowd and be able to be done at such high production. Like, it's very, very inspiring for me. So I'd say that's probably one of my favorites for sure.
I'm up. Probably my first concert. My dad took me to see Bon Jovi. And then since then, I was pretty much locked into learning what live music was. Me and you, actually, the first time we went to see the Foo Fighters together was a really like special moment.
I think
All
we
right,
talked about that.
your tire blew out on the way. Like, you were trying to get your parents to buy you tickets the day of. And it all worked out. And they just killed that show. I only had like In Your Honor by them, and that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and like, that's the only time I've ever illegally downloaded music. And I'm like, all right, eventually I ended up buying the CDs. And then the coolest one was, I would say, when we saw the Killers.
Yeah, I forget we saw him at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, we
That was
took a
cool.
weekend trip to New York. And we were just looking up things to do. I love the Killers. I've never been to Madison Square Garden. Same with him. And we're like, all right, he found like bootleg tickets or something.
Tick pick? It's
Like,
a good little-
in 2 hours before the show. We'd go there. Johnny Marr opens for them. We didn't know who that was, and he's incredible.
Yeah.
Should have known who he was, didn't. And then the Killers played. They destroyed. And then they finished early, and they played all like their big hits, and the lights came on like it wasn't the end of the show. It was like clear that an encore was happening, but they already played their openers and closers for the show. We're like, we don't know what the hell they're going to come back and play. Kevin's like, well, we're in New York City. What celebrity do you think would come out? And I'm like, well, they just did a single with Bruce Springsteen. He's like, no. He's like Bruce Springsteen? I'm like, he lives in Jersey, I'm pretty sure. Like, why the hell not? It's Madison Square Garden. He looks at me, he's like, if Bruce Springsteen comes out, we do heroin. And then the singer for the Killers walks back out on stage, And he's like, we got a few more for you, but everyone gets nervous before your boss comes to work. And I'm just like, holy shit. So Spring came out and they played like 3 songs.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wow.
I would say that early Foo Fighters show with Sean, just because of the impact of that show. Like, I just remember like seeing Dave Grohl as a frontman. Like, the first thing he said like on stage was like, "How many of you guys have to go to work tomorrow?" And then I don't
We
know.
had school.
Yeah, yeah. But like he's like, well, you better call the fuck off. I don't know if I can swear on this, but yeah, I did. But like he's just like he brings that like energy to this. Like they sound awesome. Taylor Hawkins was drumming, obviously. Then it was a great show. The second show, I'll say, was my second favorite. Is I went and saw Jack White in Michigan a couple years ago. His girlfriend's band at the time was opening for him. Long story short, he gets married on stage during that show. So technically, I was at Jack White's wedding, and the song that he played right afterwards was "Steady as She Goes," and I'm like that was just a moment. Like you're like, I'm never gonna experience that again.
Yeah, that's
So,
incredible.
yeah.
Those are some great shows, guys. That's some great stuff. It's great how music is tied to memory too, isn't it? That's amazing. So tell me, you guys have got some shows coming up. Let's talk about some stuff like where people can see you.
Yeah.
Where do you like to play? And I mean, in Northeast Ohio, you got some venues you like to frequent on the stage. Talk a little bit about the Cleveland music scene here, where you'll be.
So yeah, our next show is we actually play Halloween night in Bowling Green. That's where I went to school actually. So like it's really cool that we're gonna go and play a really kick-ass Halloween show. I believe there's 4 other bands that'll be joining us for that one. We don't go on stage till midnight, so like we're pretty pumped for that one. That's our next one.
What's the venue?
Oh yeah, sorry, Howard's in Bowling Green, which they have a lot of live music. So we're playing there, and then we play Beachland Ballroom and Tavern on December 5th, which is another venue that we're super excited for. And then December 6th, we play Musica in Akron, which we played that venue before. We love it. The sound's awesome. And then right now we're scheduling shows into 2026. So we're pretty excited for the following year. We're giving some space to like record and finish our second album. But 2026, we plan to go pretty hard with playing live.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. And in the meantime, recording some music for that second album as well.
Yeah, that's what we're actually all right after this podcast. We're gonna put some drum tracks onto Believe, and he's gonna put a new solo on. Like today's like a big day for us to like record.
Sweet.
This new song.
Yeah. When do you think that new music will be out?
I want to release it tomorrow, but I don't want to put a time on it yet. But I don't know. What do you think?
Hopefully before the end of next year. I mean, it's Believe is the first song we're working on for the record, so I'm sure it'll be a process that just as we get to it and knock out the tracks, then once they're all finished. I hope it's not too long, but it's nothing we want to force out and not give it the time that it needs to be what we want it to be.
And as a band right now, we're trying to kind of get demos as good as we can make them on their own before we find engineers to work with. So just kind of figuring out that process, clean up the songs as much as we can get them, and then find a producer to help us kind of get it over the finish line.
Well, good luck with all that, guys. I can't wait to hear it, and I really hope to get out to see you at one of these shows before the end of the year, too.
Come on out, man. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
I'm Kevin from Houdinis Code, and my ETA is to make sure Jeff Bezos gets his 3rd super yacht.
I'm Sean from Houdinis Code, and my ETA is 15 minutes.
I'm Cullen from Houdinis Code, and my ETA is just having fun and bringing fun to other people.
And I'm Dom. I'm from Houdinis Code. My ETA is getting you guys some new music.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Bridget.
And we're okay, cool.
And our ETA is a show at Lincoln Hall on October 31st in Chicago.
That's Halloween. And guess what? Also, we just put out a new record called Chit Chat, and you can check it out on streaming. Go look for it. Go Google it.